Do we have public comment on closed session? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Call to order.
Report out.
No. Call to order first, and then
I did. We need the pledge first. Cindy, Deanna, you gonna say the pledge first?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Here.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez-Ewan, trustee Napoli Bellarice,
yes.
trustee Delphine Polk,
Here.
trustee Johannes,
Here.
trustee Gonzalez-Brito,
Here.
trustee Quinlan.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Can we have our affirmation on statement of cooperation?
The PCCD Board of Trustees is committed to our as a board. Through an annual self-evaluation and the establishment of meaningful goals, we dedicate ourselves to functioning as a high-performing team on behalf of the people we represent in helping students reach their educational goals. We therefore commit to honoring and upholding these commitments in words and in action. The full statement of cooperation is attached to the agenda, but in summary, we commit to three things, and those are build trust and seek to understand each other, be prepared and follow good governance and ethical protocols, and lastly, model the behavior we want others to exhibit.
Thank you, trustee Reese. We have a report on the action taken in closed session.
Yes, President. The board, the board voted to non-renew college administrative positions, employee number 2049-5552, 3711, 6103, 2351, 5031, 7576, 2345, and 4907 on a motion by trustee Reese and a second by trustee Gonzalez-Ewan with a roll call vote. Trustee Reese, yes. Trustee Gonzalez-Ewan, yes. Trustee Withrow, yes. Trustee Delphine Polk, yes. Trustee Gonzalez-Brito, yes. President Quinlan, yes. And trustee Johannes abstaining. In addition, the board took action not to renew a district administrative position with employee number 493 on a motion by trustee Reese and a second by trustee Gonzalez-Ewan with a roll call vote of 7-0. Trustee Reese, yes. Gonzalez-Ewan, yes. Trustee Withrow, yes. Trustee Delphine Polk, yes. Trustee Gonzalez-Brito, yes. President Quinlan, yes. And trustee Johannes, yes.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
So the motion was made by trustee Ewan Gonzalez and the second was made by trustee Johannes. Any discussion? Any amendments? Call the question?
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez-Ewan, trustee Napoli Bellarice, trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez-Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 3.7, approval of minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the January 13th meeting?
Second.
Motion was made by trustee Withrow, second by trustee Johannes. Any amendment to the minutes? Roll call, please.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez-Ewan, trustee Napoli Bellarice, trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez-Brito,
I'll abstain since I wasn't here.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Approval of minutes from January 30, 2026 board retreat. Can I get a motion?
Second.
Motion was made by trustee Withrow, second by trustee Johannes. Any discussion? Call the question, please.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Yuan, trustee Napoli Bellarice, trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Associated Student Government Reports. No reports. Peralta Classified Senate Report.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Chancellor Gokerson, and everyone. We have the following report from the Peralta Classified Senate. First, coming from the District Service Center Classified Senate, we held our DSC Classified Flex Day on January the 16th. We would like to thank all District Service Center Classified professionals that attended and would like to acknowledge and thank our Professional Development Subcommittee Chair, Marshnil Chandra, with the support of Marcus Creel and Jamil Tier for taking the lead to organize and execute our PD Flex Day, and Faiza Ali for taking photos of the event. We would like to also thank all DSC leadership for allowing our classified professionals to participate in Flex Day activities. Classified professionals in attendance had the option of attending 2 of 3 workshops offered as follows: navigating travel expenses in PeopleSoft, leading from where you are, cultivating and empowering classified leadership development at every level, and brand ambassadors at Peralta, creating on-brand materials with confidence. To assist our classified PD subcommittee with future professional development planning, we ask all DSC classified that attended the Flex Day to please complete our professional development feedback survey. Our first general meeting of the spring semester will be held on tomorrow, January the 11th, from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Laney Classified Senate met on February the 6th to discuss Senate and campus community shared concerns about the tower relocation project, which includes the moving of learning communities, departments, staff office relocations, and the impact on staff, students, and the campus community. The Senate welcomed President Absada to the meeting, and upon further discussion, the Senate offered solutions and provided input on the proposed plan for staff relocations. President Absada provided an overview of where the project is currently in progress and welcomed feedback from classified professionals and students for further collaborative planning. Registration is now open as well for the Four Cs President's Retreat, which will be held on June the 2nd, and the Classified Leadership Institute, which will occur on June 3rd through the 5th in Riverside, California. The call for presentation submission deadline has been extended to February the 20th for any classified professional interested in being a presenter at the Classified Leadership Institute. Finally, A2Men is offering a Women's Leadership Professional Development Institute entitled The Sacred Awakening, Reimagining Women of Color's Leadership for a New Era, which will be held on March the 4th in Long Beach, California. Classified professionals interested in attending this professional development opportunity can obtain more information on the A2Men website. Finally, our Peralta Classified Senate as a whole. We encourage all classified professionals to attend each PCCD Transformation Plan Task Force meeting, to be informed and provide input during the public comment portion of each meeting. For those that are unable to attend the task force meetings, we encourage your attendance at our PCS General Meeting to provide feedback to your classified representatives that serve on each committee. Our PCS General Meeting will be held on February the 19th from 3 to 4:30 p.m. We are pleased as well to announce that classified professionals selected to attend the ACA Admin 2 cohort completed their 2-day virtual training, which was held on January the 21st and 22nd, and we received positive feedback from those in attendance. The training sessions were informative and classified professionals learned a lot about the career pathway process towards administration. We would like to again thank Andrea Epps for collaborating with PCS to identify a professional development opportunity through the Equal Employment Opportunity Grant. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you. Now, our district academic support Senate report.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Chancellor, and college community. My name is Leslie Blakey, and I'm the District Academic Senate President. At the January Flex Day, myself and College of Alameda Senate President Jennifer Fowler facilitated a report out of the transformation work that was reported to PBC in December by the committees and the task forces working on the committees and task forces working on so many of the aspects of transformation. We look forward to hearing further report outs at the upcoming Shared Governance Summit at end of February, where we'll hear not only from the committees working on this transformation, but also the district committees working on the everyday issues of our district. Both the Merritt and Laney Senates have invited COO Greg Nelson to make presentations about the budget and how the transformation and unification puts our district back onto a healthier financial pathway. And our thanks to him for taking the time to make this presentation multiple times at the various campuses. Laney Senate President Eleni Gastos also held a special meeting to gather questions, concerns, and next steps, and has started a forum that faculty can raise their questions, their concerns, to increase our communication between district and faculty on this bold, new, and developing process. The District Academic Senate has also started working on what transformation would mean as far as changes that might need to occur to our shared governance structures. So in December, we began looking at the committee structure, which varies at each of the campuses. And the challenge is, should everything be the same, or is there value that should be preserved in the different ways of doing shared governance at each of the campuses? These are important questions to ask. The difficulty is really how to set up a framework for the discussion of those questions, and that is something that we are discussing not only at DAS, but sending back to our local senates. The Unification Task Force is beginning to look at student services as well, learning communities, support services in a variety of places, and will soon be conducting focus groups. Tom Renbarger, who is the DAS VP and Merritt Senate VP, initiated a discussion of the SAS services and coordination at our most recent District Academic Senate meeting. So SAS is a place where instructional faculty often see the services in their classrooms. And what developed was a really fascinating discussion of the different understandings between the counselors and the instructional faculty on the SAS services for the students. So it was a great discussion and one we will continue to explore. But the discussion also illustrated the importance of why we need a variety of voices in our committees and our senates because of the different lived experiences that people brought to the discussion. Also in shared governance, a bigger question would be what happens on multi-college campuses around the state for their senates, and what that might mean when if we go to 3 colleges, 4 campuses. So I have begun reaching out to Senate presidents in our area and around the state. And Tom has developed a document comparing our Senates. So for instance, one challenge is representation. Just for example, the Laney Senate has very specific representation as described in their constitution based on the number of faculty for departments or divisional representation, and some at-large representation if there was an unfilled position from an election. But Merritt has all at-large representation. So we will need to have discussions and new ways of thinking through how we are involved in our shared governance processes. So our political science professor, BCC Senate President Matt Freeman, has even suggested a constitutional convention. I don't know what form that would take, but I have rewatched Hamilton, so I'm ready for the soundtrack. So that's a lot of different things going on. It's only February. But most importantly, the work of education goes on in our classrooms and on our campus communities. We hear a lot about influencers and their impact on the youth of today. So I would argue that the Peralta District and our dedicated faculty, classified professionals, and administration at the colleges and at the district are the most important kind of influencers, impacting our students' lives as they navigate their educational journeys. Just like the Olympics model that inspires excellence while supporting each other, we too can be faster, higher, stronger together. Thank you.
Thank you. We have now public communication on matters that are not on the agenda. Do we have any speakers?
Yes, Board President, we do. We have Billy Trice Jr.
Hello, my name is Billy Trice Jr. I am a student at Berkeley City College. I'd like to talk about some of the problems that I had to do because, well, I tried to register when I, like, for example, well, I tried to get some free waiver on something like to apply for a school. Like, I had to go to financial aid, and then when I tried to do that, it was difficult. Now, I know I made a mistake because when I checked on the BCC, they said that if you get 6 units, it would be for free. And I did it on the fall of 24 and the spring of 25. And then for last year, when I tried to have one class and tried to apply to the same orange thing, like financial thing, you have to sign to be this financial thing instead of the free waiver. And then, well, I'm on for it, but when I tried to do the apply another class and try to see what was the amount, it cost $600 and $700. And it was confusing to me because I didn't know it, and I tried to get a free waiver since I don't mind paying for it since I was too late, but they said it was expired. So I'm trying to understand that there's some conflicting things like y'all are doing, like when someone was trying to have a free waiver instead of getting financial aid, you lump it in the same, and that's really confusing for me. And right now I'm trying to see if I'm working on the PayPal. Well, they're still working on it, but I think it's not fair when you're trying to have something like I'm trying to have it on when you're trying to ask for financial aid, which all I want was a free waiver because I don't want to get financial aid. I just want a free waiver so they can lower the price, like I always do. So I hope you can look at it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments tonight. We'd love for somebody to get your name and somebody will follow up with you directly. Appreciate you coming to give comments.
So, anybody else, Sasha?
No, Board President.
Chancellor's report.
Well, good evening, trustees and Peralta Community College District community. It's good to be with all of you. So welcome back, students. The spring semester kicked off on January 20th with welcome week activities at the colleges. As in previous semesters edition, the service connects the Peralta Colleges, Berkeley City College, College of Alameda, Laney College, and Merritt College, with Laney serving as the main hub. The shuttle service runs from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and it's free to all students. More information about this service is posted on the website at peralta.edu/shuttle. So it's a mouthful, but hopefully. And in just a few weeks so far, we've provided 237 rides, including regular services and sporting events. Thank you to our crew of new drivers, Dasha Dixon, Tyrell Barnes, Damon Hadley, and Carl Penny, who've been incredible additions to the Peralta Community College District family since they began this December. On Monday, January 26th, College of Alameda President Melanie Dixon and I had the honor of attending the first annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Breakfast presented by the Urban League of Greater San Francisco Bay Area. The event took place at the UCSF Robertson Auditorium in San Francisco and featured a 2026 California Gubernatorial Forum with all 7 candidates present. And the State of the Black Bay Area report was released. Speakers included Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee and U.S. Congressional Representative Latifah Simon, and I had the honor of being a panelist for a session called Closing the Opportunity Gap, Career Pathways in STEM. It was great to see leaders from the Bay Area together hearing about important topics like housing affordability, addressing the rising cost of living, health and wellness, STEM and AI career pathways. My gratitude to the Urban League for hosting an impressive gathering and for inviting me to participate. Merritt College was bustling with energy, even more so than usual, last week of February 3rd and 4th while hosting the 5th annual Black Men's Brain Health Conference. This annual event series takes place during Super Bowl week in the metro areas where the Super Bowl is played. The conference aims to address brain health disparities among Black men, focusing on cognitive aging, Alzheimer's disease, and social cultural impacts by convening experts, practitioners, and community members. The conference series was founded by Dr. Robert Turner, a former NFL player now working as a research scientist and principal investigator at Duke University, and funded by sponsors including the Alzheimer's Association, the National Institute on Aging, and the NFL Alumni Association. It really was an incredible conference. Topics included the legacy of the Black Panther Party, a Bay Area Community Leaders Forum, a workshop on food, exercise, and community as medicine, led by a different Dr. David Johnson, not the M, though this one was an Alzheimer's researcher at UC Davis, plus focus on early detection and care for Alzheimer's disease and dementia. Our Dr. Johnson, or Dr. David M. Johnson, as he's known, provided the welcome on Tuesday, while I welcomed the conference on Wednesday. There were tributes to Doug Martin and John Beam, the latter coming from Laney College football coach Josh Ramos, and awards were given to brain health champions, including former NFL player Al Smith and Laney alum who also played for UC Berkeley. Go Bears. Board of Trustees, Lewis Quinlan was there. I want to thank President Johnson, Tara Marrero, and the Merritt Facilities team, and also the Peralta TV crew who helped simulcast the free conference on YouTube and Zoom. And it was quite a feat and experience. They did an outstanding job. I got to participate virtually day one. So thank you so much to the team. And come join us for an evening of great music and great fun, all for a great cause. The first ever Peralta Piano Party is coming on Friday, February 27th, and it will take place here at the District Service Center atrium. The Peralta Piano Party is a fundraiser for the Peralta Colleges Foundation, supporting all of our students, and costs $50 per person for general admission tickets, available via the foundation website. Folks must be 21 of age or older to attend. And sponsorship opportunities are available too. We'll have dueling pianos and a dynamic jazz drummer delivering nonstop music, comedy, and audience-driven fun. It's an experience you won't want to miss. Come on and join me. And when you purchase a ticket or become a sponsor, you are directly investing in the success of our students. So hope to see you at the party on February 27th and hope to hear you singing. All right. And that concludes my Chancellor's report for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Item 4.1, public hearing to renew the 2018 parcel tax measure. This being the time and date notice, the Board of Trustees will now convene a public hearing to receive public comment regarding the renewal of the 2018 parcel tax measure. What it says to do. Gavel in. They have to hear it out there. Have we received any requests to speak, or is there anyone present who wishes to comment regarding this topic?
No, Board President.
There are no more comments. I will declare the public hearing closed. Thank you. Ask and you shall receive. Item 4.2, Chancellor.
Well, Board President, this resolution, if approved tonight, would place the special tax measure that we just had the public hearing on the June 2nd, 2026 ballot for the election to be notified. And this special tax would extend the $48 per parcel per year originally approved by voters through 2036. And I do want to take a moment just to thank the voters of our area for their strong support of our colleges, our students, and the mission we have jointly around education and the fulfillment for our area. So this is what the board is looking at tonight is the resolution, sir.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve item 4.2?
So moved.
Motion was made by trustee Withrow and the second was made by trustee Gonzalez-Ewan. Is there any discussion? I'd just like to make one comment. Right now, the district is undertaking a serious effort at reorganization, this transformation, and the idea is pruning to grow, and that growth we want to occur in programs and services and classes to serve our students and community. This parcel tax is an incredible, important part of the efforts to do that, to serve our community. Every penny of this parcel tax, and our oversight board has proven this time and time again, is used to support students either in counseling, student services, or in classes offered. There's no administration, there's no facilities, everything is focused on the students. It's totally a measure of student success. And we're going to be out in the community talking about this. I encourage my trustees, I encourage everybody in the district to talk to their friends and in the community about it, because it is important especially as we begin this transformation, it's very important that this succeeds. Any other comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez-Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoli Bellarice,
Yes.
trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 5.1, approval of all consent items. Can I now get a motion to approve the consent items?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by trustee Withrow and seconded by trustee Johannes. Any discussion? No. Let's see. Roll call, please.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez-Ewan, trustee Napoli Bellarice, trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 10.1, second reading and approval of board policies. Chancellor?
Well, thank you, Board President. The board will conduct its second reading of two board policies that were on the December 19th, 2025 agenda. One is BP 6350 for small business local enterprise program, updating our program. And the BP 7365 is discipline and dismissal for classified employees.
Can I now get a motion to approve 10.1? Motion was made by trustee Withrow and second was made by trustee Napoli-Reese. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez-Ewan, trustee Napoli Bellarice, trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
So on items 10.2 and 10.3, the chancellor's going to take this. I have to recuse myself because I have a conflict of interest on some of the matters in those agenda items.
Thank you, Board President. So item 10.2, consider ratification of the payment warrant report for the period covering December 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025. Board, this is a standard item presented to the board. Do I have a motion? A motion by trustee Napoli Bella Reese, a second by trustee Gonzalez UN. Is there any discussion? See none, roll call, please.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow, trustee Gonzalez Yuan, trustee Napoli Bella Reese, trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan, absent.
Abstain. All right. Item 10.3, consider review of the purchase order report for the period covering December 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025. Board, again, this is a standard item that has you review transactions and are reviewed by the board every 60 days. So I have a motion to approve from trustee Gonzalez UN and a second by trustee Withrow. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and roll call, please.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Yuan, trustee Napoli Bella Reese, trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan, abstain.
Item 11.1, Board of Trustees reports. Anybody have reports?
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. Hoping everyone's having a wonderful spring semester so far. Wanted to share some opportunities for the students here in the back, as well as opportunities to be shared with students as well. So for Berkeley City College on February 19th, there's going to be an internship panel where myself and a few peers from BCC will be giving our insights in finding and applying to internships, as well as answering questions from other students in regard to securing internships and making the most of them while here at Community College. A related event in the following week, we have the Career Fair at Berkeley City College, where we're continuing our yearly tradition in the Career and Transfer Center. We've set up an opportunity for students to connect with employers, explore internships, and network with tabling companies. That'll be February 25th, Wednesday, 12 to 2 p.m. On the larger scale, we have the district-wide Lunar New Year celebration, where students are invited to a Peralta-wide celebration with games, light refreshments, and community gathering to honor the season and celebrate good fortune. That's on March 6th, and it's going to be from 2 to 4 p.m. at the district atrium. And everyone is more than welcome to get to these events using the new Peralta shuttle system. Aside from that, we also have the Peralta Colleges Foundation Scholarship due on March 1st, which is a wonderful opportunity for students. One application, multiple Peralta funded scholarships. Highly recommend all the students to apply, as well as teachers and everyone here to encourage these students to apply.
Yeah.
Thank you. I had the opportunity in January of going to the California Community College League Ledge Conference. And for those of you who don't know, the League is it's a statewide organization principally made up of trustees and administrators. And it is our statewide advocacy organization. I now serve, just recently joined the ACES committee, the Advisory Committee on Educational Services. And so I went out for that meeting. And one of the useful things about going to that meeting is you get to meet other trustees throughout the state. And also there's a classified member on that committee and an administrator. And so you hear what people kind of want training in, like what should the league be doing? And what was really clear for a lot of us is that as we look at the league as an organization, it really should be an enormously powerful advocacy organization. You have over 400 elected officials that belong to this organization, not to mention the incredible legitimacy of all these CEOs, all these business officers, all these college presidents. And so I think for a lot of us, we felt like the league is really punching under its weight and not being as effective as it could be. So one of the things that we talked about in the ACES committee meeting was there's this program that they call effective trustee program, where they try to certify trustees to be competent in a range of skills. Never have they had a competency in advocacy. It's not one of the competencies that they train for. So a lot of us were saying we need to add that as a key thing. And there was widespread agreement, including, from progressive members of that committee, as well as the more conservative people on that committee. And I'll just leave that characterization right there. So that was actually really good. The other thing that was happening at that meeting is really trustees pushing for more engagement, involvement in the establishment of programming for conferences. A lot of times, it's this membership organization, you think, but it has very little input from the membership in terms of like, what do we want our conferences to be doing? What do we want the tone to be doing? I think a lot of us came to that conference, the Ledge conference, and we're kind of shocked at the absence of any discussion of the national crisis that is upon the country. A lot of times it's done because like there's this silence under the sort of the guise of bipartisanship. And I think a lot of us were feeling like this isn't about bipartisanship. This is about upholding the Constitution. This isn't like, should we have a marginal tax rate of 20% or 30%, sort of traditional conservative versus liberal issues. So there was a lot of really good discussion, and I'm going to come back to that in a second. I also had the opportunity to go to a session on rethinking the student-centered funding formula, which many of us have never thought that name actually was a particularly accurate description of the funding formula, that it wasn't particularly student-centered. There was a lot of discussion of whether that really serves issues of student success and student equity, and a pretty robust discussion. And I think one of the challenges that we face as a state is that we often get pitted against each other. Some districts make out pretty well under that formula. Other districts like ours maybe don't, some of the urban districts. And so just beginning that discussion was really good. That was led chiefly by our former CFO, Ron Gerhardt, who's down at Chabot Las Positas. And then the other session that I went to, just thinking about student success, was a session that our own Chancellor Gilkerson did with Compton Chancellor Keith Curry on basic needs and talking about the basic needs survey. It was a really packed session, a lot of good participation. And one of the things that I think for those of us who've been in the community college system for a while, one of the powerful developments is there is no longer a question that a core part of the mission in terms of really leading to student success is that we really need to be paying attention to these basic needs. And if you went back maybe 15 years ago, there was very little consensus about the need to provide housing. That is no longer an issue. There's a lot of appetite. And I think the discussion then is like, all right, where, how, to what effect, when, how do we pay for it, as opposed to shall we do this? And our chancellor led a very good presentation on that issue and has taken leadership, is widely respected throughout the state as a leader on this issue. And then the last thing I'll say is that, for those of us who've been going to that organization for a long time, 20 years ago, if you went to that organization, it was disproportionately white. It was disproportionately male. That is no longer the case. it is really a much more representative body. The administrators who serve our districts are so much more representative of our communities than they were 20 years ago. And it's really refreshing. I think one of the things that needs to happen then is that the league itself needs to catch up to that reality. There's some things that are structurally embedded that make the league much more conservative than it should be if it's truly going to be representative. So I'm happy to report that there is a group of us that are forming a progressive caucus within the league. There are a series of caucuses, a Veterans Caucus, a Women's Caucus, an API caucus. And so we are forming a progressive caucus. We've got a draft statement of purpose, and we have 25 founding members, including trustees from around the state, including administrators, presidents, chancellors. So I'm super excited about the transformation that you can really see happening in that organization. I think when we do that transformation, it will become a much more effective advocacy organization that much better represents the values of this state. So, it's been a long time coming, but persistence pays off. That's it. Thanks.
Any other trustees have reports? Okay. Sasha, can you please read any announcements we have?
Yes, sir. Love your future. Finish faster with short-term classes offered at each of the colleges in a wide range of subjects. Visit the Peralta website to start the application or enrollment process. Peralta Community College District celebrates Black History Month in February, and there are events happening at each of the colleges. Visit the college websites for details. The Peralta Community College District will be closed on Friday, February 13th in observance of President Lincoln's birthday, and on Monday, February 16th in observance of President's Day. Enjoy the long holiday weekend. As Chancellor Gilkerson noted, the Peralta Piano Party will be on February 27th. Information is available at the Peralta Colleges Foundation website at peraltafoundation.org.
Thank you. Our meeting is now adjourned.
Recording stopped.